Good morning, friends. But anyway, I am doing this video. This video is about eBay and axe heads. Because eBay is good and bad for axe heads. And I mean, I'm hoping this will reach beyond you guys, my subscribers, who, some of you have axes and some of you don't. Probably a lot of you already know about this, but eBay has just gone bananas with axe heads. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in a buyer beware kind of way. And the things that I saw last year on eBay, I'm not seeing this year as much, namely value in axe heads. You really have to look hard. I'm seeing a lot of screwed up axe heads. Stuff where I'm sure these guys are getting axe heads from pickers and whatnot. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's out there that people are wanting premium prices for, that someone has gone ahead and taken the liberty of completely screwing it up and then slapping it on eBay for $50. Now, I don't know what your budget is for, hafting, and I don't know how into it you are. And certainly, like everything else, axe heads, you can get into the brand name game. I'm guilty. I love the big brand names. Am I going to buy a Black Raven? Probably not. I mean, unless I can afford it. And I simply can't afford a Black Raven. I mean, I would rather take the money that a nice Black Raven would cost and sink it into some machinery here in the shop. Suffice it to say, I'm an axeaholic, but I've discovered that there are bigger axeaholics out there than me. And the collections are just incredible and amazing, and but it's all about the haft for me. I like building an axe. There's something about an axe that is just it gets me right here. I love them, especially when you nail it, when you get to the point where you've gone through all of the pain and the screw ups, and then stuff starts going your way, and you really make a nice one, and then you make a nice one, and you're like, oh, I made a nice one, and then the next thing is making a nice one for someone else, and have them go, wow, that is where it's at for me. I don't want to make wall hangers, but anyway, this isn't about that. This is about navigating eBay with axe heads, because to be quite honest, there's just a lot of crummy stuff going on eBay with axe heads. And so hopefully this video will be helpful in helping you shop on eBay and get something that you can be happy with and proud of, and not blow the bank on it. Let me get one of these axes. Just for instance, even 6 months ago, this last year, this is a Kelly wood slasher. It's a chopping pattern. And I've used it some. It's up here because it needs to have the bejesus. It needs to look like this. My new sharpening system is coming around. I don't know if you can get that, but that's not too bad. So this wood slasher last year, I think I got for somewhere between $28 and $35. You can go to a sale, and with the current situation, with all of the mess going on, you got to do what you got to do. If you want to go to a sale, you can get axe heads like this. It's just no name junky junks, probably for $3 or $4. And I love no names. I love no name axes because nobody cares about them and nobody messes around with them. But anyway, $28, $35. I still feel like that was a good value. It's got a humongous pole, nice big face. It sticks in the wood. There's no way you're really going to chop. You're gonna split firewood with this. I bought it for being a part of the whole log hewing thing. So, and it has. I think, what did I do? I think I just. It had this kind of rust on it, and so I took some of that off, and you learn your own treatment. You have to, there's no set way to do something. There's just ways that are better than others, and then there's also ways, I guess there are wrong ways. There's wrong ways that completely, if there is any value to an axe head, and you cross that line, you've completely ruined it. So anyway, the only thing I don't like about this was I wasn't much into contouring handles. This is a Whiskey River handle, and it's the size of a baseball bat, so I have to rework this handle. But enough said on this. $28, $35, somewhere in that ballpark. Great value. This tool is ready to rock, ready to go. So now, I'm seeing these suckers. Well, the sellers are getting smart, first of all. The sellers, anything that looks like it has any value at all, they're putting it on auction. So be careful about getting in an auction, because people just go auction crazy. It has nothing to do with the value of the axe. Value, dollar and return on an axe. Don't spend too much money on an axe head. Even if, we're all going to. Let's face it. If you say, oh my goodness, that GB looks great. I have to have that GB. Fine. But by and large, if you're somebody like me who wants to have handles and heads hanging around and just be able to wake up in the morning and go, oh, I think I'll build an axe today. I think the leprechaun in my head says I'm going to build an axe. And you go out to your bunker and you pick a handle and you haft it. You want value. Handles are a whole nother world, which we're going to cover. But so anyway, that said, stuff like that now is like $50 on up. And to me, that head's not worth $50. It's just not. And I'm sure people in the axe community might disagree, and you're welcome to comment that you disagree. This is just, and this is just all my opinion. This is just purely my vantage point of what I've been seeing and what I like and what I don't like on eBay. A lot of guys go to sales and find smoking deals on antique, embossed, beautiful axe heads. I'm just not willing to go to sales right now because of what's going on. I'd rather pay a little extra money and have it delivered to my doorstep, and Christmas in July, and open my package and go, oh, it's an axe head, and watch my wife roll her eyes. So that's the first thing. I think prices in the last year on eBay with axe heads have gone crazy. There's a Kelly Black Raven, double bit Kelly Black. I think it's still on there right now. And you can't even see the embossing on either side. It looks like this. It freaking looks like this. I mean, not the shape, but I mean, it's this freaking bad. I mean, it might even be worse than that, because I think with this you could probably still see the embossing, but it's like this right here. And the guy started out wanting $200 for it. And then he gave me a private offer of $170. And I'm like, I wouldn't give you $17 for that. I mean, you can't, I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? You know, I would take that and make that into something usable. So anyway, prices are all over the place. You know, I picked up, you know, this. I think this head is a no-name. It's a beautiful head. The pole's not all bashed up. It's got the lugs on the inside. Just hit it with an orbital sander real quick and sharpen the bejesus out of it and put a righteous handle on it. And you know, you're talking, what was that? That was probably, I think that was like $25 or $30 for the head. Great steel. Handle was $30-ish. So for $60, boom, you've got a great wedge banger right there. That's going out. That's going to somebody that's going to use the crap out of it, or the snot out of it. One of the two. Biggest thing though that I'm seeing is the arch enemy of all axe heads, and my biggest complaint about sellers on eBay: you sellers, stop messing with our axe heads. Just stop doing it. You know, put the flat sanding wheels down. Just put them down. Because you don't know what you're doing. What you're doing is you're leaving these swirl marks. You're taking a nice axe head that has a beautiful patina on it, and you're busting all the rust off of it. And I tell you what, I'm gonna throw in the rust removers too. You know, if that's what you want, that's fine. But a lot of us out here, we want the antiquity. We want the rust. Let us control the rust. Let us do what we want. You know, somebody takes a 1945 plum and knocks all the love off of it with these and wants to sell it for $60. You know, what are you doing? What are you doing? And don't try to sharpen them. It's just ridiculous. You know, this, you know, let the user, the buyer, do what they want to. You're not going to get a few extra dollars out of an axe head because you knock all the rust off of it. You know. So anyway, got a little excited there, didn't I? that really grinds my gears. Yeah, you'll see what these do is they leave these swirl marks, and they're deep. They don't come out easily. And so what you end up with, if you want those out, you end up having to do a big amount of sanding. And what you've done is you've taken like a Plum Victory that had a beautiful patina on it. What is patina? Patina is mojo. It's antiquity. It's history. It's this. It's a Stanley Bedrock jack plane from Stanley's best years. This is a brand new Lee Nielsen. I'm not saying it doesn't have mojo, because it was made by hand and forged out of bronze. But this is not that. That has vibe. That has, that has something to it that the new tools don't have. This is a tri-square from the 60s. Cast iron base, blued handle. It's 2020. This is still rocking. Back to your regularly scheduled program. And I don't think I paid all that much for it. I think I paid about $30 for this, but it says made in England, and it's got a stamp of the crown on there. That's beautiful. Let me do what I want to do with this. It's got some pitting right here. The pole's really super. But let me make this into what I want to make it. Don't take the liberty of, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish when you clean it up? Are you going to make an extra $5? So, buyer beware. Look at the pictures closely on eBay. I mean very closely, especially with double bits. And if you have questions, ask them. Because a lot of times, let me see if I've got a double bit around here. Yeah, okay, let me grab this double bit. It's handled, it's Grandpa's axe. But this is the other thing that you have to be concerned about, which a lot of the sellers, some of you sellers who are bona fide axe nuts and axe people, I am not talking to you. I am talking to the average person who is thinking they know something about axes and just butching them up. And I wanted to show you what I'm talking about, examples. And these I got a good price on because I talked them down, but I just get tired of like the whole quibbling and the, all of that stuff. But I did get a good price on these. But here we have, let's see, I'm just gonna do like a general deal, and I'm gonna show you what's up. Okay. This is I believe this is probably a Kelly, but it was rusted at one time. You can tell it probably had a real nice patina. What is patina? Patina is mojo. It's antiquity. It's history. It's 2020. This is still rocking. Back to your regularly scheduled program. I'm guessing this was put in some sort of rust remover and then polished. Why would you do that? This one is a GB that you can still see the pitting on. It's a great head. But again, it probably had a nice patina. They didn't do much with it after they dipped it, because it still has like a texture to it. Which, I can live with that. Because I can put my own little treatment on them and bring that vintage look back.
This I got a really sweet deal on because I was like, dude, look, you totally, you know, what is that? What do you call that? I mean, look at the patina on these fellas. How do I know they're fellas? They might be gals. Are you gals or fellas? Fellas or gals? I guess maybe the firewood choppers, firewood splitters are guys, and the chopping axes are gals. I don't know. But here is what really grinds my gears. This dodo head. So you can see this right here. Focus, please. There we are. You can see the parallel grinding marks from the factory. That's more than likely. Or it might not be. I kind of think it is, though. But he got so crazy with the wet flap wheel on the grinder that he botched up the logo. So, and this is an HB, or so he says. But look at that garbage. And that doesn't come out easily. And like I said, I got a good price on this because I had to point out what a dodo he was. So I was basically like, how the heck do I know it's an HB? You know? What are you doing here? There's the W and part of the M of Made in Sweden. So that's just... Stop it, you guys. You sellers on eBay. Just quit. You're not doing anything good. There's no reason for you to do this. And you're trying to get premium prices for stuff you've just hacked up. Now this is a Norland that they did not do anything with. This one came from Ontario and it was mushroomed super bad. So that is me coming in and trying to be real gentle with the mushroom, but the bluing is still on it. And it's just, you know, I'll deal with this all day long. This guy, I don't think anything's been done with. This is another Sager falling pattern. 1937. That's a beaut. But it, you know, it's like, what are you guys trying to do here? You know, are you getting that many axes that you can botch them up and make like $7 extra on each one, and that's gonna matter? I'll take these rust buckets all day long compared to this. That's just crazy. Cut it out. So really, it's just to cover a few things. Don't get caught up in the auctions. It is okay to buy something that you're nuts over. Just make sure it's worth being nuts about. Avoid this. If it looks all nice and shiny and it's a plum victory, I would avoid it. I really would. Because the whole point of it is taking a piece of history and just bringing it back to life, not trying to make it look brand new. If you want a brand new axe, go buy a brand new axe. But you do reach a point, that's another point. Yeah, you do reach a point where if you're spending $200 on an axe head, for $200 you can get a brand new Graham Force Brooks. You can get a brand new GB. Hung, brand new, sharp as a tack, lovely axe. So you have to weigh different things. You really should. And like I said, I get as much pleasure out of hanging a no-name I mean, I haven't really hung any, you know, highfalutin Kelly Black Raven or whatever. And I'd rather make handles and wedges and just concentrate on making a solid hang and giving somebody something that it's going to last, and they're going to look at it and they're going to go, that's a nice axe. That's a really nice axe.
Anyway, it's officially an axe. It's burnt, it needs oil. But man, look at this wedge. This is, it didn't go down all the way, but it's like 3/16, dude. And the lugs are locked in. The wedge, oh dear. Oh dear. I'm digging it. I hope you dig it. It may be too sharp for the bush. Anyway, have a good night, man. Talk to you.